Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video. And what I came in today to talk about is, as you see the title, grown kids. You know, I have told y'all that I have children that are 30. Well, one is about to be 30 and the other one is 22. And I had to tell both of them in the last couple of days that I am only one person. I am the only parent that they have. Their other parent died about 3.5 years ago. And the reason why, I keep telling them that I am the only parent, in the last year or so, maybe a year and a half, my body has been ravaged by spine problems. Now I'm having problems with not one, but both of my legs, where it's making it difficult to walk. And I think what has happened is, after I broke up with my ex, I did my best as a parent to make their lives the best that I could make them. And I think that in doing that, I may have spoiled them. When I try to explain to them that right now I have to focus on myself. I had a fire, and prior to the fire, I was dealing with the aftermath of a spine surgery that, still left me after the surgery in pain, finding out that not only did I have to have that surgery, but another disc in my neck is damaged and I may have to have another surgery. And then, the problems with my knee, only to wake up today and then the other leg is having problems. Now, I do all that I can for them. I think that I have done too much. And what I've told both of them is I'm tired. I explained to them that I have been a parent for 30 years. I on my next birthday will be 52. So if you take 30 years off my life, I was 22 years old when I became a parent. I did my job. I did the job that, the Lord tasked me to do, meaning I had two babies and I did everything that I knew how to do to raise them right, to make sure that they always had a roof over their head and they never went without anything. Christmases, birthdays, just everything that you're supposed to do when you have children, I did. But now at this point, I'm trying to get them to understand that they keep telling me that they're adults. You know how they do that. They will remind you that now I'm an adult. And what I'm telling them is then act like an adult. When I was their age, both of them, at my daughter's age, the one that's 22, I had a child. I was in college and I had a baby, and I had the type of mother that said, you know what, you went out here, you got yourself pregnant, and now you're an adult now, and take care of your responsibilities. She kind of helped me a little bit, but 99.9% of whatever I needed to do, I did it myself. And I'm glad that she was that way, because it made me very, very responsible. When you know that if you make a mistake, there is no one there to dig you out of it. You have to figure out how to dig yourself out of it. It grows you up really fast. When you know that, if you need something, you have to provide the means to get it. It grows you up fast. I didn't have all the help that I have been giving my kids. I didn't have all that. And I was raised the old-fashioned way. You pull yourself up, you get out there, you work, you blah, blah, blah. But I think what we have done as parents is we have tried to make it easier for our kids. We have tried to pretty much, prevent them from going through anything that we went through. In other words, we are trying to make their lives easier and better than what we had. But what I'm realizing is that in doing that, I think in some ways, especially in my case, I think we have handicapped them. And What I mean by that is they're good people, they're intelligent, they're this, they're that. But you know that thing where when you're going through something, you don't run to mommy, you handle it. I don't think they have that. And I think a lot of that is, in my case, it's my fault. Because whenever they're in trouble, I don't let them fall on their face or on their head like our parents used to do. I step in and I help, you know, and sometimes to my detriment, meaning that sometimes I've gotten up off money that maybe I wasn't, you know, really able to afford, but they were my kids and I had to do what I had to do to make sure that they were okay. Now, I think after doing that, and I've come to this, you know, new reality in my life where I'm starting to have medical problems, I ain't got time for them now. It's about me. Like I said, my kids are 30. One is 30. Well, he'll be 30. And the other one just turned 22 in December. Now, when we stood up and told our parents, look, I'm grown, blah, 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 then they say, get out here and be grown. And that's what I told them today. I said, look, you know what? I'm tired. Y'all, I'm going to say it again. I'm tired. They do not understand what it is to have been a parent for 30 fucking years. Day in and day out, 365 days a year for 30 years, you know, through sickness, through health, through school, through this, through that. You're the one that's making it, you know, possible for them to be. You know, you put that roof over their head. You make sure that there's always an abundant amount of food in the house. You make sure all the bills are paid. You go up to the school when they're having recitals, or there's open house, or there's this, or there's that. You're that person. You're the one who takes them to their doctor's appointment. Make sure that they have all of this done. Just everything. Anyone who's raised kids, they understand what I'm talking about. And it's going to be a hard pill for my kids to swallow, because in the next year, I'm concentrating on Rachel. And I mean it. I don't care what's going on with them. It's about time for me to completely step back. Like I told them a couple times throughout their lives when they were under 18 or under 21, I was the captain of the ship. You know, of the ship of their life. Now I am their co-pilot. I can be there for advice. If you don't want to listen because you're grown, because, you know, I'll give them advice and then they'll tell me what their friend said, or this one told them, or that one. So you know what? Then listen to your friends. Why are you asking me? Today, y'all, I'm in a little funky ass mood because both of them, well, one of them today is just aggravating me. You know, you sit and you tell them, look, I'm not feeling well. I got some things going on. You know, I'm just coming back from having a fire in my home. You know, for the last year and a half, I've been dealing with some health issues. And y'all, it's not nothing where, you know, I'm terminal or I have any like catastrophic illness or something like that. But it is, y'all, I got on my gown under this little sweat jacket. And it's peeking up and looking crazy. The lace on it is peeking up. But I'm just really kind of over parenting. I am, you know what I keep telling them? I'm like, I'm sick of kids. I'm sick of it. And I could see if they were like 18, 17, 18, 19. But let's face it, I have 2 adults. And they better recognize that, you know, it's a lot of kids out here that don't have any parents at all. And so for whatever I'm able to give them, appreciate it. Don't keep pushing, because after a while, mommy gets tired. Y'all got one parent, me. I'm it. I told my daughter, just like I told my son, it's 2 of y'all and 1 of me. And I'm wore out. I've been there for both of them. I've sacrificed for both of them. I did what a parent is supposed to do. And when I tell y'all, there have been times that I have really sacrificed for the both of them at one time or another. There have been times. I remember once a couple years ago, my mother told me, she was like, Rachel, you are better than me. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, because some of the things that you do for your kids, or I witness you doing, or I learn about that you have done for them. She was like, you know, I didn't do that, all that for y'all. And she was like, and you know, I just look at you and I said, you better than me, because I wouldn't be doing all that. And I thought about it and I was like, well, you know what? I just thought I was being a good parent, but at some point, it's not that I need to cut the apron strings, but they need to. And I call them the boomerang generation. You send them out and they keep coming back. Send them out and they keep coming back. Now, when we were younger, I'm not going to say that there weren't times in my life that, you know, I needed help from my parent, or there weren't times in my life where I needed to go home. But it was the last resort. Like after I have exhausted everything and I had no more answers in my little young head, then I will call, you know, home and say, this is going on, that is going on, I need help. But my parent or parents weren't the first choice. They were the last, because first of all, you didn't want to hear the lecture that they were going to give you, the I told you so, or if you would have just done it the way I told you in the beginning. We didn't want to hear that, so we didn't call them right away. You know, sometimes we would call them when shit would be so messed up that you wish you had called them first, because things wouldn't be so bad. So I just wanted to come in today, y'all, and just vent, because I was sitting here basically after I have cussed both of these people out, you know, sitting here like just blown away by some of the things that I did, because a lot of this is my fault. I don't blame them for the way that I raised them. But what I am saying is, whether I raised you this way or that way, the gig is up. Mommy tired now. Mommy got to worry about herself, because, you know, there is a second part to my life after raising kids. The raising part is only supposed to take 18 to 21 years, you know, and they're both over that time. At what point does the raising stop and you go on as the parent to the second half of your life? So I would like for you guys, any of you who have adult children, and you realize that maybe you've raised some spoiled brats, because sometimes I believe that my kids, though I love them dearly, I brag about them all the time, they are my world, but I cannot, you know, dispute the fact that it was my fault, because I raised some spoiled, entitled brats, and they don't even realize it. If they watch this video and they hear me talking about them, they would swear up and down that they're not spoiled brats, but they are. They are spoiled adult brats, and it is my fault because I did too much. So with that, y'all, I'm going to get off, and what I would like y'all to do, like I said, is if you have adult kids, you know, anywhere 21 years old or older, tell me your experiences with them. And, you know, the subject that I was talking about today, do you think that we have given them too much, and now we're reaping the repercussions of what we tried to do for them, and we have nobody to blame but ourselves? And with that, y'all, I'm going to get on out of here and sit here and try to enjoy the rest of my day, because my son ran away from here. I was cussing at him, and I was like, look, call your sister and tell her don't fuck with me either. So I know he was like, I'm sorry, I came over this broad's house. But y'all, I'm going to get on out of here. And then, like I said, enjoy the rest of my day. And I hope you do the same. Bye-bye now. Thanks for watching my video.